morning, afternoon, and evening from wherever you are, and welcome to Nerd Tube. And it's time to talk about a bit of wrestling. Here is the Friday night Smackdown crew, consisting of myself and Gary, the two main stays, and we have our Raw guy with us as well, but he likes it raw. D Jose 101. How you doing?
Damn right. This is crazy how you guys had to get the A team to help you out this week for your show. Oh man,
Yeah,
but yeah,
well,
SmackDown.
you're
Oh
the
Lord.
Rayo to our Brivar. Yeah,
Oh
so
man, yeah, SmackDown. I watched the condensed version. I watched the highlights because I don't know if I could do 3 hours of SmackDown. I mean, it's hard enough going through almost 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I can tell you this: the fatigue is real, and the fatigue is starting to set in. And I can't believe we only have what 8 more shows before all this is over. Ugh,
yeah, for a start, Elimination Chamber can't come soon enough.
for
I'll
real.
be honest with I'll be honest with you. The sooner it comes, the better it is for everyone. But in the meantime, I have to say, I know you saw the condensed show, so it's very hard for you to maybe appreciate this. But I didn't think today's show was too bad. I think it was had a decent amount of matches. And the only real sort of filler we had was at the beginning regarding McIntyre and all of that. And a little bit of backstage with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. But there was a lot more wrestling in this than I realized, and some of the matches were pretty good. Gary, what have you got to add?
I agree with you, but I thought a lot more matches. There's still some bullshit, which we'll get into in a moment. The worst bit was this. Well, we'll deal with that in a minute. Actually, you said that we weren't going to deal with. Actually, we'll deal with it now. The fucking crate that was there all the time. It's like, what's supposed to be in it? Is a person supposed to be in it? Is it going to be like Chris Jericho or something?
Yep, it's Chris Jericho because he only comes back with big countdown shit, and that's the theory that a lot of people are running with. But I personally don't want Chris Jericho back. I'm like, all right, dude, you've had your time. You're done. You know, if you want to put him in the Hall of Fame, okay, fine. Maybe make him the general manager of Monday Night Raw because it looks like Adam Pearce is going to get his ass whooped, and I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Chris Jericho in as the GM of Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I have no desire to see Chris Jericho in a wrestling capacity.
Okay, I just want to add my two pennies worth. Like a lot of people were hedging their bets that Jericho was going to show up at the Royal Rumble, and that never materialized. If Jericho showed up in a fucking crate, honestly, that would be very belittling. And on top of that, if Jericho became a general manager, that would take off too much of the shine away from who the managers are now. The good thing about Pierce and Aldis is that they are ex wrestlers and all of that sort of stuff, but they're just there to get the story along. It's not necessarily about them too much. I know it has been a bit about Pierce recently, but they're just playing a more generic, neutral role as a manager, which I do like. You know, they're not. It's not supposed to be about the manager. If Jericho became manager, it will be about the fucking manager. And
Yeah.
I really personally wouldn't want that. But let's just start talking about this episode. I got my notes here. We had a Fatu Rhodes McIntyre opener. So Rhodes comes down, and as soon as he tells people, "What do you want to talk about?" Fatu comes down, and they are beefing a little bit. But before they have a chance to even go anywhere with whatever they're beefing about, Nick Aldis comes out because I'm sorry, Fatu, he actually has no problems with Rhodes. He understands he won fairly in the triple threat, but he wants to deal with McIntyre because McIntyre keeps getting himself involved in shit he doesn't need to be involved in. But Nick Aldis comes out instead. But then and he says that he sent McIntyre home, but McIntyre's not home. McIntyre is sitting in the fucking bleachers watching from above, and he gets a microphone taking the piss out of Fatu, and then Fatu obviously tries to chase him, but he's not going to get to him. And I'll tell you this, by the way, this is what I want to happen one day in the future. You know, these security guards, they always get the shit beaten out of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I want a security guard to say, you know what, fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah, start fighting back.
And then becomes a star that way, like almost like we're like, oh, we have to really care about your feelings, Fatu, but it's all right for you to beat the shit out of some innocent, security guards who've done nothing to you. I think there should be an angle where the security guard strikes fucking back And yeah, I'm not sure how you feel about that, but regardless, that was the opener. Gary, you got anything to add?
No, yeah, basically, but I mean, as I said, like the thing is that this is still a story I give two shits about on this lady's show, which is like Fatu, McIntyre, and Flaming Rhodes, because the only thing I've been made to give a shit about. There's one thing that they built, and actually, sorry, Sami Zayn as well. But like, the guy keeps on. Sorry, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh,
yeah, they are
Jose?
they are 100% doing a multi-man match at WrestleMania. Whoever wins this chamber is guaranteed to be in that spot, but they are 100% going to do Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I'm pretty well convinced. I'm like, there's no way that they're just going to do Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre and it just be that, because we're over that. We've seen it a million times. I don't want to see Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre one-on-one at WrestleMania.
I think nobody wants that. I don't even think the fucking writers want that.
No,
there is something. It's something. The good thing is there is something conjuring up. We just don't know what it is exactly, which is credit to them to a degree. It's not always good to know exactly what the hell's going on when it comes to wrestling. It's good to be kept in the dark on things. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. All right, get to our first match. Dragunov versus Tama Tonga. Not a bad match. We got to see Dragunov. By the way, backstage he gets a bit too intense with Carmelo Hayes, and he still wants his rematch regarding the belt. But all these other things that keep happening. Last week, it was a multi-man tag match. This week now, he's having to deal with Tama Tonga, who I do feel they are definitely pushing a little bit. Within that group, which is good to see. I'm not saying that he's going to turn or anything like that, but now Jacob Fatu's out of that faction. They probably want to elevate somebody else other than Solo Sikoa. But yeah, I don't mind Tama Tonga, by the way. I think I like him, but I just don't like his finisher. That fucking who do you think he is? Lex Luger, the narcissist. That fucking elbow is just. Is the most bollocks fucking finisher I've ever seen, man. He's a more memorable finisher than that. It feels very cheap. Elbowed his face.
I think somebody's been watching Flaming AEW and has looked at Will Ospreay doing the Flaming Hidden Blade. The difference is that Hidden Blade is done from the back. He does it from the front.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but I only saw the finish of this, and then after. Solo starts talking his shit, and he's like, I got the tag titles. We're the most dominant faction on SmackDown. And then here comes Bo and the Wyatt Six backstage, and he's like, the next time I show up to that ring, I'm going to show up by myself, and you need to show up by yourself. Yep. I get the feeling just to get everybody on the card.
By the way,
yeah, I get a feeling just to get everybody on the card, they're going to get these guys at WrestleMania. They're going to do the Wyatt Six versus the MFTs at WrestleMania.
Somebody needs to. If it costs to do the thing in London,
somebody needs to join the Wyatt Six, because at the moment they're short a man. To make it a 5-on-5. I don't know. Ooh, she's about to poop.
It needs to be like a creepy guy.
No, it doesn't have to be. I don't think so. I think like an Ilya Dragunov could easily just join them for a one-off.
No, he's too big. He doesn't need it. I'm trying to think of somebody who needs it.
But that's where they're going for WrestleMania, because they try to get everybody on the card.
Dragunov's been jobbing since he lost the belt, man. You know what I mean?
He's been having amazing matches and people care about him, so he doesn't need it.
I think he.
We can complain about the booking. The booking's shit, but he doesn't need it. People actually care about his matches, and people care about Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I'm just saying that we still got a while till Mania, and if he could have really good matches. If he keeps losing all the time, then. He keeps losing all the time, and
it's just going to be like, okay, yeah, good wrestler, he does good shit, but he'll never be taken seriously, because it's like, yeah, losing is important, but if you lose all the time, it's like your stock just goes way down.
Now, I will say this though, you mentioned this regarding Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, him coming out on his own to face the face the MFTs. The MFTs.
I think.
Yeah. That's a little bit interesting to tell you the truth, but let's be honest. Howdy has been a bit of an enigma. Like they're just not using him at all. His contingent has been doing all the fighting and all the talking by fighting, and it's about time Howdy, does more than what he's doing now. So hopefully that will improve things regarding this particular stable feud that we're getting right now. We get a Jade Cargill promo, and she, after she's finished done saying that I'm the bitch or whatever, and bragging about how she beat Jordan Grace and all of that.
It probably was shit.
It wasn't the best promo, but fair enough. Charlotte Flair comes out for her match, and she gets right into Charlotte Flair's face. And you think we're getting Charlotte Flair versus Cargill at Mania?
Oh God, no! I hope I don't. Well, given the result of the next match we're going to talk about, yeah, no, and God, I hope not. I got the feeling though that since she brought up Rhea, that I'm like, why do I get the feeling that they're going to take Rhea off SmackDown? Because I know we're going to kind of segue into shit. So actually, I'll just save my thought for later on regarding like the tag titles and all that shit.
I thought Rhea was Raw. I didn't think she was. I just think she's only on SmackDown.
No, she's SmackDown.
I have a theory because what they're going to do, and I'll just get into it now. What they're going to do is they're going to have Nia Jax and Lash Legend take the tag titles off of Rio, basically, and then if Rhea wins the fucking chamber, it's going to be Rhea versus Jade. They see that as a big money matchup, and Rhea will be the one to carry Jade because Jade, I'm sorry, Jade will never be the one to carry a match. She's all right, but I don't think she's main event material to me, and that's just to me. I'm just I think
she's got because of her look.
Yeah, she's got the look.
Yeah, she's got the look, and it's a bit like she's like a female Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
to a degree, in that particular sense. So she's got something about her, But regardless, this was probably this is what I like about wrestling. Now, what we're getting next, this is one of the things that added the match. Now, when you got Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, and Kiana James in a match, maybe the last person you think is going to win that match is Kiana James, and you think maybe the last person who's going to get pinned in that match is Charlotte Flair, but no. Charlotte Flair not only lost this triple threat match, she got pinned by Kiana James, of all people.
Yep. While doing her own finisher, which was interesting.
Yeah, whilst doing her own finisher. And this is what I want more, this was the surprise that I needed. This is not by the numbers, not business as usual. Charlotte Flair did the job, and Charlotte Flair and Kiana James, who, let's be honest, isn't bad. She's not bad at all. She's a beautiful woman. She's got a great look about her, got a great physique about her, and she can wrestle. She ticks all the boxes as far as WWE is concerned, and she's going to be in the chamber. Were you guys surprised about that, Jose? Starting with you.
Yeah, I would say I'm surprised by that. I mean, this is one common complaint that I've had is that WWE, they need to be building new stars, and if Kiana James won the damn thing in total, I'd be like, okay, cool. It'd be, kind of a star-making moment. And I'm glad that she got to pin Charlotte Flair because it goes to show that, Charlotte Flair, I'm going to be real. I've said this. The 4 horsewomen in general, I think, have had their time. I think that they all need to be getting ready to hang it up within the next, several years. Charlotte doesn't need to be in the main event anymore, and I'm glad to see she put Kiana James over, and it was nice.
Yeah, I agree. Gary? No, you can't hear you, Gary.
Oh,
can't hear you, Gary. Gary,
there you go.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I agree with you too. Like, it was good that Charlotte. I mean, it's not that she did the job, but it's just like she put Kiana over. And to be honest, you're like, and I disagree with the 4 horsewomen. Like, of the 4, Bayley still has some juice. I just think that I think Becky's out because she's a woman, stuff like that. But
yeah, Bayley. I think if anybody's gonna have like, a remaining few years, it'll be Bayley. But I think in terms of like Charlotte and Becky, I'm kind of over them. I'm like, all right, you girls have done everything you need to do. Capitalize on Bayley as much as you can and get as much juice out of her as you can. But yeah, for the other 2, I'm definitely done with both of them.
Okay, we're going to get the next segment is kind of like a comical sort of moment here. And I don't think people realize that. I think maybe first start, Kit Wilson's kind of getting a little bit over.
Yeah.
Because he comes out and he got his little book in his hand, and then Oba comes out, and before him and Oba have their match, he tells Oba, "Yeah, I got a poem for you." And then he reads that poem, and this is what's so funny. Like,
and Oba's just sitting there talking shit. He's like, "Read the damn thing, like read it."
Well, he goes, "No, but you think I like your poem. Read me another." And he goes, "I haven't got another." And he goes, "Read."
Yeah.
I love it. Read. Like it's so funny. Like so he has to go through his old stuff because he he go through all his toxic stuff. Mm-hmm. And every time he talks about the toxic stuff because he's trying to come across as a woke sort of femboy, I guess. And as far as WWE, because that's worth making a heel. But regardless, it's not working with the crowd because every time he says toxic, the crowd are saying toxic too. They're with him.
Yep.
They're 100% with him, and it's awesome. You know what I mean? So this might backfire on him a little bit, on the WWE a little bit, because this masculinity shit, anti-masculinity shit that they're going with is not necessarily paying dividends and is actually working reverse on the crowd.
No, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to pivot and they're gonna have to turn him babyface because if this is getting over, this is the new what, and that's what the fuck they're gonna do. They're gonna lean on that. Toxic. They're gonna lean on that toxic shit, and they're gonna go toxic, and it'll get over like a motherfucker.
Okay. Anything to add, Gary?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just surprised that Kit Wilson is jobbing out every fucking week. He is the new flaming. I can't remember who said it. Was you, Jose? That's the name. Is the new flaming Heath Slater?
Yeah, I think I would equate him to Heath Slater, actually. Like, it's like Heath Slater, he got himself over, and Kit Wilson is kind of doing the same thing. But as far as the match itself, because they had the whole fucking match on the highlights, Oba pretty much did the same shit that he did the first time that he fought Kit. The only difference was Oba tries to stop him when he does that, like, turnbuckle smash thing with his elbow. He tries to stop him one time, and then he just lifts him in the air and then plants him in the ground and then does the fall from grace. I like seeing Oba, like, genuinely be a babyface, but I want Oba to now have a serious feud. Like the comedy stuff, it was great. It was great for a little mini feud. They've teased Oba and Rusev. Give me Oba versus Brock at WrestleMania. That is all I'm asking for, and I want Oba to win.
Yeah. Actually, I want to quickly talk about that because I was listening to you and Cheeto talk about Brock Lesnar, and I have to say I kind of like disagree with you and Cheeto regarding Lesnar because I think people don't give Lesnar enough credit that he does play ball. Like him and Rollins had a match at Mania and he did the job for him. Him and Rhodes had a match. He did the job for him. You know, he let fucking Goldberg squash the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? In that particular match. And people are complaining about the most recent Rumble where he got out quite quickly. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's not always about Lesnar. Not everything has to be solely about him to a degree. He's in, he's out, it happens. And the fact that he also let himself get jobbed, obviously, eliminated by Drew McIntyre, as well as doing the job to him as well to put Drew McIntyre over and make him a main event star. You know, I think you guys are doing a bit of a disservice to Lesnar. I think the guy, as long as he's getting paid, he'll fucking do what he has to fucking do. Even when he came back after a long hiatus the first time round, he jobbed in his first match against Cena, which nobody liked, but he did it.
Yeah, he did business. I mean? Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of leeway there. I mean, as far as Brock, as long as he does the job to Oba, that's all I want. And here's what I would do. I would have Brock Lesnar actually take Oba to Suplex City first, but the catch is Oba sells nothing. Oba just gets up and he's like, "That's all you got, motherfucker? Like, this is the best you could do." And they just go out there and they put on a barn burner. It'd be awesome. That's all I want.
Yeah, I do. I want this to be like, sorry, Gary. I want this to be how Goldberg was to Lesnar. I want this now to be Lesnar to Obafemi.
Yep.
You know what I mean, now Lesnar is the veteran versus who's on his way out versus Obafemi who's on his way in. Sorry, Gary.
I was going to say, like, well, how long could Lesnar do this? I mean, like, how old is he? What, 50? He's going to be nearly 50.
He's getting up there. He's
46,
retired.
I think.
He's retiring this year because SummerSlam is in Minnesota, so I'm pretty convinced. I'm like, this is going to be Lesnar's last year.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, because the thing is with Lesnar, and this is not like news. I know the guy's a physical freak.
Yeah.
So like he could probably keep on going.
Brock Lesnar is 48 years old. So yeah, he's got probably one more year in him before he gets a bit too much. But he start putting people.
I don't know. I mean, like you still got guys like Edge, who's 50, and like Christian is over 50. So.
Yeah, but Brock is like he's not like a more athletic guy like Edge. You know, he's a beast. And I think people like him, they can only pull that off, you know, for a little while before it gets a bit too much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm clinging at hairs here. Anyways,
back to SmackDown.
Open for me absolutely destroys Wilson, which is what we all expected to happen eventually anyway. So there was no surprise there. Now this is the next thing, and this is one of the biggest surprises of the show was Stratton versus Alba Fire. Tiffany Stratton versus Alba Fire. This was a fucking good match. You know, I was shocked. I knew Alba Fire was going to do the job. I just didn't expect this match to go on for as long as it did. You know, and obviously Chelsea Green is playing I got a broken leg shit, so that's why Alba Fire filled in for her. But I thought this was a decent match. What do you think, Gary?
Right. Sorry, I'm eating the pizza. I know I agree with you. Like, I mean, Alba Fire should be on this more. Like, she's an incredible wrestler. And it's just a shame that she's stuck in a thing where you don't really get to see her wrestling skills. I mean, her personality's coming out more, and that's great. But I want to see her wrestle because I think she improved how good she was in this match. I mean, Tiffany Stratton is somebody that can hang somebody up who can like carry somebody. So Alba Fire had to bring her shit, and she did. So
yeah. She's a veteran. Let's not forget that she's not like a newbie. Just that WWE sometimes don't respect the quality they have at times because they might not look a particular way. I think Alba Fire's got a great look about her personally.
Yeah, she's got the red hair. Yeah. She looks like $1 billion.
Yeah, but because she doesn't look like a Barbie doll, unfortunately. And so because of that, she might not necessarily get the respect that she does, even though she is a very, very good wrestler. Jose?
They only had the finish up here, so that's pretty much all that I can comment on as far as the highlights. And you see Chelsea Green like freaking the fuck out. And I know what they're going to do. They're going to do a thing where it's like, oh, Chelsea somehow is miraculously healed, quote unquote. But she tries to play it off like she's hurt, and it's going to lead to Alba Fire versus Chelsea, which honestly I wouldn't be too mad about because I'd like to see more of Alba Fire, you know, like Boss Man said. I want to see more of what she can do. I just don't want to see Alba Fire just as a bodyguard and just as a mouthpiece. I want to see Alba, you know, when this is over, actually be in contention for United States Championship status or something like that. Because WWE, you need to start building on the women that you have now. You have a talented roster, but you need to build now. Like, no disrespect to Charlotte, no disrespect to Bayley, no disrespect to Becky. They've been around. They've gotten their turn. I mean, Bayley, not so much, but the other two, yeah. But you got to start building on these girls now that can carry your company for the next 10, 15 years. And Alba Fire is one of those people that I would actually build the company around if they can actually put time into her. But the finish itself was good. I will have to go back and watch this match in full.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Going to do a couple of backstage segments. The only ones I really want to talk about. There's one backstage segment between Orton and Aleister Black, which leads to the main event for tonight. Nothing too much. Yeah, you want to fuck with me? I'll fuck with you. Yeah. We'll fuck with each other. We'll have a fight later on. And so they have a match later on. But the one I really want to talk about, which kind of leads into the next match to a degree, is Randy Orton having not Randy Orton,
Cody and Sammy.
It's Cody, and it's a bit worrying regarding Sammy. You don't know if he's on the cusp of a heel turn or not. I really hope not. I genuinely hope not. You know, let me just finish what I'm saying, and I'll let you in. But regardless, we have Rhodes and Sammy having a back and forth. You know, Sammy's pissed off that he feels like Rhodes stabbed him in the back. But look, it's a triple threat match, man. It doesn't matter. You know, what happened because, you know, I took advantage of an opportunity. And after Rhodes walks off, Trick Williams comes in. And by the way, this guy is a heel, and he's getting fucking pops like nobody's business. Yeah.
If they
But
don't have let me just, sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off, but if they don't have that motherfucker main eventing Mania within the next 5 years, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Trick Williams is a star. That dude has it.
But please don't turn him face just because people are cheering him. People sometimes people like you because you are the fucking heel. Yeah, and I don't want you to be the sort of heel that starts playing to the crowd, or the anti-hero babyface that plays to the crowd, or trying to semi keep that heel persona. No, remain a fucking heel because that's what people are liking right now. So
all his gimmick has to be is I'm the shit. Let's talk about it, and that's it. You change nothing. He just comes out and he's like, I'm the shit, bitches. I'm the fucking man. Fuck all y'all, and you keep him exactly that. You don't change nothing.
Well,
Yep.
Well, anyway, regardless, he has a chat with Sammy. He takes the piss out of him, and then Sammy himself he runs up to Rhodes and apologizes. I do feel there is a fire within Sammy right now. Like I might change personality, go heel, and wear some sunglasses and start hating on everybody. Because right now, being a baby face is not making him win anything. But I want to remain face because when he does finally win the belt, you want to cheer for him, and you're not going to fucking heel, are you? So, keep him baby face, please, and keep him in this moment. But regardless, Gary, you want to say?
Right, this annoyed me because he's literally like he sees stuff that's true. He's like they're literally going like you still have an opportunity. You've had opportunities that have true. You've been put in positions that I should be put in true. I've been here for 10 years, true. It's like everything he's saying is face material. And then all of a sudden, like Trick Williams makes fun of him and he goes over and beats a bitch. I'm sorry, but everything he was saying is correct. Like everything that Sam's saying is saying in character is what we know to be true. So
go ahead.
So I don't get it. It's like this is the most development we've seen out of Sammy. Like we've seen all the frustration that he probably does have as a person come out, and everything he's saying is legit.
Here's my thoughts that I'm surprised neither one of you mentioned yet. Did either of you pick up that Cody sounded kind of like a heel and he kind of sounded like an asshole in this promo?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes, he was being an honest guy.
He was being honest, but he was kind of being smug about it. He was kind of being a little asshole, and I'm like, I'm kind of digging heel Cody Rhodes, and I kind of want them to lean into it. Like, people are fucking starting to get sick of Cody, and I know they want to make him the next John Cena and all this shit. And I'm like, this time, don't fucking wait to pull the trigger. Turn Cody heel when it's warranted. And I would have actually Cody turn heel on Sammy and beat the piss out.
I don't look at this as heel persona. This is like, look, we're in a competitive business here, and I took my opportunity. And I think for me, it was just him being an honest friend to Sammy and all of that. When he becomes a heel, it's got to be a different way. Like, you could look, you suck. You're too much of a good guy. You haven't got what it takes to get it done, or some shit like that. That's the most. That would be like the sort of heel approach.
Yeah,
he should do if that was the case.
But in regard to Sammy, I don't want him going heel because the last time they turned him heel, it worked for a minute, and then people went, "Okay, this is boring as fuck." And the same exact thing would happen to Sammy now, where when you want him to win the WWE title, which if they're gonna do it the right way, put him in this fucking multi-man match at WrestleMania because that's where they're going. They're making this a multi-man match where anyone can win.
Look, if you want him to turn heel, turn on Randy Orton. Him and Randy Orton are buds, yeah. Randy Orton is gonna, everyone. He's a very popular face. He's probably the best face period of his entire career. Yeah, everyone loves Randy Orton. He's a bona fide veteran, served his dues, paid his dues, tremendous amount of accolades. If anybody is gonna, if Rhodes is gonna turn heel for any reason, it would be to fuck over his longtime bud.
Yeah.
Instead
of doing Randy Orton turning on Cody, I would have Cody turn on Randy. Yeah, that's what I would do.
I don't want Randy Orton to be heel. He's fucking.
No, I'm over it.
It'll be bullshit. Yeah. He's good as an anti-hero baby. He's like a he's the anti-hero babyface. He's the the rule-breaking baby, like a Stone Cold type of babyface, where he's like they're anti-heroes and stuff like that.
2009 was Orton's best year as a heel, and no one can ever tell me otherwise. 2009, Orton was fucking
Is
amazing.
that the one where he literally punk kicks flaming John Cena's dad in the face?
That was a couple years before, but that 2009 was the year he punted Vince in the head, and then he kissed Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H got pissed off for real. That was great fucking work by Randy Orton.
Unfortunately, that match was overshadowed by Undertaker versus
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, which ruined that match. Yeah, but then again, I blame it more on the fact that Triple H thinks that he needs to be in the fucking main event of everything when he's just a bog standard average fucking wrestler. But anyway, we have our triple threat for the chamber, and that is Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes in a triple threat match. And look, I have to give a little bit of credit to Damian Priest because he's had his moment in the sun. He's a former world champion, and whether it's the WWE or he himself, he's not top tier at the moment. He's doing what a lot of other wrestlers should be doing: is feuding with some of the people below him, like he did with Aleister Black. He ended up winning that feud, but he put Aleister. Yeah,
you know, he reminds me of. Damian reminds me of young Razor Ramon in a way. Like he's kind of that upper middle baby face where you could leave him laying and the fans still chant him, and dude just works his ass off. And I like that. I like that he's in the role that he's in. I mean, I want him to be back in the title picture again someday, but I like him in that kind of upper middle tier mid card right now, elevating other people. I like seeing Damian in that role.
And the thing is, he could easily just be a top guy again. Snap of a fingers, winning a particular match. Well, this guy's already a former champion. We know he can do it. So are we surprised that he's main eventing a particular pay-per-view for a title or holding a belt even? No, we're not surprised whatsoever. And if they did this shit more often with some of their top guys, share the wealth a little bit like they're doing with Damian Priest, I think wrestling would be in a better place. Gary, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like it's just like, because it's the same thing that Jose was just saying about the women's, it applies to the men's as well. Like, how long is Orton going to do it? He's mid-40s now. I mean, the thing is that he's going to be there for another 5 years, but then he's got to put other people over so they get into seeing what he was. He could be that sort of Shawn Michaels, Undertaker sort of person who still does the RKO, but then does the job occasionally.
Yeah, exactly. And regarding the match itself, it was a decent match. A lot of crazy maneuvers here and there, and you got big men, in Williams and Priest doing some quite spectacular things at time. And I enjoyed this match, and Damian Priest did the job. I'm glad Carmelo Hayes didn't because he already lost last week, so it's good that he's not losing 2 weeks in the trot. And once again, Damian Priest won't be hurt by this. He can come back eventually, and he can be successful, in my opinion. But Trick Williams, they're obviously pushing him to the fucking moon, and
as they should. It's warranted.
And
he's in the chamber. Keep him a heel though. That's what people like. And he ended up winning this match by pinning Priest. All right. This next match, I honestly, I might have to let you explain this one to me, Gary, because I kind of drifted a little bit for one moment while watching it. I did fall asleep a tiny bit, and it happened to be during Rhea Ripley versus Julia. I did watch the highlights of this match though on the same thing I showed to Jose, and Ripley ended up winning this match because of a DQ from Lashley and Jax interfering in the match, and then obviously.
That's legend.
He said Lashley.
I did say Lashley, didn't I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Legend. I wrote down Lashley. Yeah. Legend and Jax doing a DQ on Ripley against Julia, and then Io Sky coming in to make a little save, so to speak. Very bog standard. Very not very original. I don't know if the match was any good or not. Was it any good, Gary? I can't tell.
I thought it was. I thought Julia showed what skills she has. Because it was good that Kiana James and her were both on it in separate matches and they were out with each other. which is good, and they both showed what each other can do. So, like, because Julia's a great talent anyway, so I thought he did what he needed to when he showed how good Rhea Ripley is. But like, Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be on top at the moment. She can let other people win, and this is what he needs to. And this is probably like building to a time match for me. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if they don't have Rhea and Jade, which I fear is going to happen, I think it's possible that they. Do you think they're going to do the tag title switch at Mania with Nia Jax and Lash Legend with these two? If they don't have Rhea win the Chamber, I'm thinking that might be the route they go, and then we're going to get Friendship Breakup number 317.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the tag team of playing Rhea Ripley and flaming Io Sky.
Yeah, I
don't mind it either. But if they did break up, I think sometimes we think to ourselves, okay, the tag team's breaking up, so now they have to be enemies. I don't think that'll have to be the case. I think Charlotte Flair and oh god, Alexa could break up, and doesn't mean that they have to be enemies or anything like that. One of them has to turn heel. I think we always expect that because that's the cliche shit. I think you can separate and just do your own thing.
I'd like to just see them mutually part ways. I'd like to see that more often with tag teams in general. Like they just break up and they hug it out and they go, all right, man, I'm out. And, we wish each other the best. They dap it up. Because I'm done with the friendship betrayal shit. They've been doing this trait since like forever. And
since the 80s.
Yeah, but Triple H has been over-relying on that heavy since he took over the book. And I'm over that.
It's just that, when you're a popular wrestler, it's very hard for people to accept you as a heel. So Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are way over right now, and like there's no.
Sorry, but you don't have to. Sorry.
Go on.
But you don't have to change one of them heel. All you have to do is just say like,
we're
you
done.
can just do it. You can just do it where you send one to Raw, one to SmackDown, and they just say, all right, this is where we and they fist bump, and if they do go the separate ways, boom.
Well, if Io is Raw and Ripley is SmackDown, as you say, then the moment they lose their belts, they're done anyway. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
so it's a natural split anyway. But fair enough.
It just needs to happen a lot more often with tag teams because the friendship pull apart brawl trait is just overdone.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Anyway, so from just watching the outcome of that match, I think the outcome is what was disappointing. Like Julia felt like a fucking afterthought, and you know what? I'm a bit worried about Julia because Kiana James is kind of like she's in the chamber, and all of that sort of stuff, and she's spending less time with fucking Julia as well. So, and she had a really good run in the Royal Rumble as well, So, anyway, finally we get to our main event: Randy Orton versus Aleister Black. I'm always worried about Aleister Black because he seems to be around, but they're not necessarily doing anything with him. But this time round, after an okay match, let's be honest, it was okay. It wasn't like the greatest match. I think out of all the matches that we've had today, it's probably maybe the least best of the matches. Match, and we're always complaining about how there's not enough wrestling. Well, we got another match on SmackDown, so here we go. But what I liked the most was the result. Aleister Black beat fucking Randy Orton. Not cleanly, obviously, but still he got a win over one of the biggest guys in the company, our future Hall of Famer, top tier motherfucker. He got a win over fucking Randy Orton. And that's now weight is gold.
Here's the question. Are they going to run with Aleister? No. They'll probably have him shine for a little bit, and then what's going to fucking suck is they're going to put him right back down in the abyss, and he'll stay there, and then it'll be like, oh, we forgot we have this motherfucker. Let's use him. Keep using him consistently. This has always been my problem with Aleister Black. Not necessarily the character, but the way WWE forgets that he fucking exists. Stop doing that. Use him.
I agree because the thing is, the people don't understand is Drew McIntyre does a run-in and he knocks Randy Orton out with a belt whilst the referee back turned, and then Aleister Black was able to finish him off very quickly after that and get the W. But this, in a way, is more beneficial to Orton than it is to Aleister to a degree because Aleister's got no beef with anybody. You know what I mean? So, he'll come in next week and say, I beat Randy Orton, whatever, and brag about that like that's the biggest thing in the world, even though Randy Orton at times has done a fair bit of jobbing in his career. Regardless, he still can say I beat him, 15-time world champion. Whilst with Orton, he can focus on Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre was the one who fucking fucked him up. And Drew McIntyre is a WWE champion. So he's having a more upmarket, upscaled, more spotlighted feud.
Yeah.
Aleister Black.
And unless he is sidetracked and gets targeted by Thanos, aka Gunther, to be the next on the fucking chopping block, which I doubt is going to happen. But if they did, if they don't do that, they'll probably have Randy Orton also be factored into this bullshit. Because at this moment, WWE has no plans on what the fuck they want to do for the WWE Championship.
Well,
they've got everything focused on CM Punk and Roman, but they're like, all right, we have to figure out what the fuck we're going to do for the WWE title.
Well, who are we going to give Gunther for his WrestleMania? If I was to do somebody, probably Shinsuke Nakamura or somebody that like.
Oh man, Shinsuke's is a fucking jobber, man.
Shinsuke's done. Shinsuke's done. You can let him go tomorrow and no one would care.
He should be fucking making him retire on fucking Raw or SmackDown. You know what I mean? Or NXT even, for fuck's sake. But he can't be all fucking main event.
I could theoretically see Gunther going after Rey Mysterio because he's like, all right, motherfucker, you're 50. And I'm like, I haven't completed my gauntlet yet.
51.
Yeah. You're 51. I haven't completed my gauntlet yet. You're on my list. I wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton's like, yeah, I'm not going to do Gunther. It'll be Gunther, Rey Mysterio, and then they'll be like, all right.
Randy Orton's 45, and he'll be 46 on April the 1st. So he's still got maybe a year or two in him before you really, before you think to yourself, okay, this guy needs to retire. But wrestlers are different to a lot of other athletes. They're performers in the day. As long as they keep themselves in shape, they can go up. They can perform at the highest level until they're 50.
More than that,
No, at the very highest level.
Yeah, you're talking about when they could still go, not like Ric Flair, like where he.
No. I'm not talking about Ric Flair. I'm talking about like people in Mexican, like that. Actually, Randy Orton's dad still wrestles.
Yeah, there's being able to still wrestle, and then there's still being like the top of your game. Yeah. Like Rey Mysterio, he's top of his game still, but there are exceptions to the rules. But eventually, you can't be like relying on people in their fucking 50s to constantly perform. They're going to get injured more, and yet
again, it goes back to the same shit I've been saying since we started all this months ago. Talking about the WWE needs to build up. You've got a roster, use them, motherfuckers, because. Let's be real, like Gary said, how long is Drew McIntyre going to go? How long is Randy Orton going to go? How long is even fucking Sami Zayn going to go? I mean, all these guys, WWE's got a fucking age problem, and it's like a lot of these dudes are in their 40s, and it's like, I know people are like, 40 is still a good age. Yeah, if you're in peak shape and in peak physical condition, but also in your 40s, your body will begin to break down. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've been wrestling for 20 plus years on top of that. I mean, because like if you start a bit later, like I have,
this is why
damage. But like, there's people like these people have been doing it 20 plus years before. I probably did it a few years before they got to WWE. So that's 20 plus years of bumps on that body.
Yeah, and you only have so many bumps, and this is why Cena retired. He even said it himself. I retired because my body is slowed down. I could see it when I watch myself back. I know that I've gotten slower. And that's usually the sign of like, oh, okay, it's getting ready to be time to hang it up.
Yeah, exactly. And talk about hanging up, we are pretty much at the end of this review.
What are you guys going to do for? What are you guys going to do for next week? Because we got the Chamber next fucking week.
Probably do Chamber.
Probably do Chamber.
Well, look, if you could. Yeah, we'll do SmackDown and Chamber in one, and we'll do the review on Sunday.
Okay.
Unless you guys in America want to do a live watch along, I mean, I've got the means to do it now
because I pay for it. I pay the whatever it is for the Proton. So I'm gonna try to actually watch the Chamber as it happens.
Yeah, but if you're unable to have anybody to watch it with you, then I'll try and get it all done. By Sunday evening because of work and stuff like that. I'll try and watch it all, and then we could do a review then. But because it's just better that way, and we'll do a SmackDown and Chamber combined combo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd probably be a good idea, just to throw everything together, so that way you're not killing yourselves by doing 2 reviews and 2 different videos.
Exactly.
Yeah. As I said,
rating times.
As I said, watching WWE at the moment is a little bit of a chore just because the booking's so bad.
It's and did you guys see that photo? Because I know that we haven't talked about it, but WWE fucking resold an entire section for WrestleMania, and it's like, yeah, they want like, yeah, they want like,
no, tell me.
Yeah, they want like $500 plus now if you're gonna go. If you like, I don't know if you're able to pull up that photo that I sent Zam. It's in contributors with the ticket prices.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, like like I mean, and the thing is that apparently Cultaholic was saying that they're struggling for ticket sales.
They are. Yeah, you're gonna have to go up a little ways, but yeah.
Yeah. So instead of making things cheaper, which is what you do when you're struggling for ticket sales, they made things dearer.
But even in this economy, like if you look at the photo, dude, like if you were to look and go back and see this photo, like what they want for tickets is crazy. Like they want anywhere from $500 plus, and I'm like. Block was saying that when he went to Mania 28, his ticket was like $250, and I'm like, man, that's about what I would pay. Is about $250. I wouldn't be paying like $500 plus to go to WrestleMania.
This is what you get when you get bloody 2 nights.
Yeah,
it should be one fucking night. It should not be 500 quid or $500 or whatever.
Yeah, I would not pay like $500-$600. There's no way. I wouldn't even pay $800.
Right, the lowest there is 387.
Yeah,
sorry, so 386. Sorry. So what's
look at this. Yep. Yeah, but look at this. There's no way I would pay for that. Absolutely not.
And you're up in the bloody bleachers. Because you're fucking shit.
Yeah, if you're,
they're still greedy as fuck. But this is the desperation that we were hoping they had to rely upon in order to sell seats, because it's getting crunch time now.
They have 8 weeks.
If WrestleMania's not sold out now, then Jesus Christ! I mean, look how much shit is available. Is all the green? Is it the green available?
It's all the green. Everything in green.
So all the top screen, all the flaming the ring screen. I mean, could you imagine if flaming like they didn't sell half of that?
And to sit near the fucking ring, it's $5,000. They're out of their fucking mind.
Six grand. It's $6,000 to sit near it.
Yeah, $6,000 if you include taxes. I mean,
look, I don't. WWE have lost. This is where all these rich motherfuckers have no idea what the real world is at this moment in time, and like people are in the cost of living crisis. They can't be doing this shit. The World Cup is also happening in America this year. So people have to make a choice. Are we going to go to WrestleMania or am I going to go to the fucking World Cup? But I can't afford to fucking do both. Yeah. Many foreign fans come. Sorry, boss man. So many foreign fans come to Mania. They rely on tens of thousands of foreign fans to fill those fucking seats. But you know what? America doesn't feel like a safe country to go to right now. You know, with what's going on. So people are, are not willing to go. Apparently, 11 million people in tourism they've lost this year alone. 11 million people could have come to America, and they haven't.
And not to mention, too, sorry to cut you off, but this is Vegas. This is like one of the most top tourist attractions in the entire world. And it's like Vegas alone is going to be fucking expensive because you got hotel, you got meal, you got flight, you got all this shit. And it's like you take not even including WrestleMania to get to Vegas, you're looking at probably like 600, 700 even there just to get to the fucking thing. And it's crazy.
Gary?
Yeah, I was just about to see what Jose just said. It's like you talk. I mean, like, because let's say, like, Vegas. From what I know about Vegas, like, not a lot of people live in it. So you're looking at people being shipped in to go to it in the first place. Then you got the hotel prices, which are extortionate, because he stayed on the Strip, and then you got this shit. And I'm like, do they live in the real world? They don't. They don't live in the real world.
No, TKO's greed is going to come back to bite them in the ass. And same thing with this ESPN deal. Thank you, Proton, because I'm not paying $30 here in America to watch ESPN. Fuck that. No.
And obviously, like, they're not letting people fucking.
And they're not even letting people doing watch parties. That's how petty they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of it is boycotting. Like, fuck you. Yeah, there's a big fuck you to the WWE for how they operate as well. And like I said earlier, the Trump administration is making it really scary for people wanting to fucking come along. Triple H kissing, Donald Trump's ass and shit like that. He should be telling him, motherfucker, you're ruining it for us. You really are ruining it for us. People don't want to
And
come
not to
here.
get into not
you know?
to get into politics, but did you guys see Trump's fucking crash out yesterday that happened?
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Exactly. Yeah,
That was so funny.
that when he had the round of applause, everyone clapping. He thought, "Oh, is it for me?" He woke up finally. But all of that, the prices are way too high. And you know what? I really hope people keep boycotting this shit because you know what? This is not cheap enough. You think people are going to think all of a sudden, "Oh, great, it's $616. I can fork that out." Of course they can't.
No.
This shit is going to get cheap. Eventually they're going to be so desperate. I'll be shocked if it's not going to get cheaper than this. They will. People need to hold out. It's gonna get cheaper.
Yeah, it's like video games. Don't buy the shit day one. Wait it out unless it's Nintendo. Because with Nintendo, they never lower their shit. It never happens. But like with video games, it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, you got to wait for a sale. And that's what I tell these people to do with WrestleMania. Wait for a sale. Do not buy the bullshit right now. Wait until like probably 3 weeks before. You'll be able to get a ticket for $200 if you're smart.
Maybe less.
Yeah, honestly, maybe less.
The last thing they can afford to have is a severely empty stadium. The look of it will be so bad. It'll be embarrassing. If people are really smart, they should not fucking hold that, and they should try to get tickets on the day. If anything, and they could get it probably for $50 even. Honestly, I mean, it'll be that fucking cheap. Because they will be desperate to sell seats and they don't want to look like mugs doing so. And they'll have to beat the locals.
It says a right for flaming.
Yeah, this is on TKO for doing this bullshit.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean,
so many various reasons.
Last year's WrestleMania was shit. It wasn't shit, but the atmosphere was shit.
And this is 2 nights as well, by the way. Look, I think what we're seeing ticket prices for is just one night. They've got to sell out twice.
Yep.
They've lost their fucking minds, man. They really have. Like, people they really don't know the world that we're living in now. While these guys live in their fucking glass penthouses, in some rich part of the world, they have no idea that the people that they rely on, regular blue collar guys like us, can't afford this shit.
This brings back the question before we wrap this up. Do we think if they're going to sell to the Saudis, will it either be cheaper or more expensive? I think they're going to go cheaper because they won't give a fuck. They're like, we got money, we can afford to make wrestling cheaper for people.
I mean, the thing is that whenever you see them in flaming Saudi Arabia or Riyadh, where it is, all you see is flaming. Top is flaming, all the flaming like the suites and the beds and the sofas and shit like that. It's like. Dude, that's going to be such a bad look if they do that for a Mania. Because we like to see the sea of people, the camera flashes and all that shit. It's just like, good. I mean, because wrestling at the moment, and I hate to say this, fellas, is kind of...
It's cold. It's cold right now.
It's on a downswing. I mean, like, I don't know what it's going to take for it to get hot again.
Well, make things cheaper for a start. It's considerably cheaper. That will help.
I make the product better.
They need to make things cheaper. They need to get rid of a majority of the Hollywood writers that they got. You don't need 1 million Hollywood writers. You need maybe like 4 or 5 Hollywood writers, and that's it. You don't need like 20 of these motherfuckers that have never watched 7 seconds of wrestling. You need to stop scripting promos. That's a big thing. That's got to stop.
They're going to be going abroad and stuff like that, which is always helps. Yep. I don't know what the ticket prices are in other countries. But I'm sure other countries also have rules and regulations regarding that stuff. So maybe TKO are not able to fucking extort people outside of America like they do within America.
Yeah.
But regardless of all of that, makes things fucking cheaper. This administration needs to change because people are too scared. I am too scared to come to it because of the way I look with the skin color I have. The fucking beard that makes fucking Muslim, but I used to be one. All of these things. My opinions on Donald Trump, I fucking hate him with every fiber of my being and the entire fucking Republican administration because they're all fucking bunch of cunts. I have these opinions, but when I'm in the land of the free, my opinion.
Yeah, you can't say that shit here.
Nope, I mean, I'm in the land of First Amendment rights. Unless you're speaking against the fucking current Trump regime, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You're talking about Unführer. That's who you're talking about, Mr. Unführer.
Exactly. So people are too scared to come. We've seen fucking Latinos getting fucking kidnapped and thrown into concentration camps.
People getting shot in the streets.
Yeah, stuff like that. No one wants to come to America for anything. Even the World Cup's going to be a flop. this is going to be a fucking flop.
Yeah,
You know what
this
I
is
mean?
gonna be the first year they don't say shit about attendance. They'll make something up. They will inflate the fuck out of it. They're gonna be like, oh, thank you for 100,000 people or 80,000 people across both nights. That's how they're gonna do it this year.
They're going to rely on so many of the locals of Vegas, as well as maybe people who have no interest in wrestling, who just want to gamble.
Yep.
And even then, there's not that many of them either.
Mm-mm.
Vegas is fucking empty nowadays. They were, if anything, the casinos and all that shit, they were hoping that this would bring revenue into their country or into their city, and they're not going to get shit. And like I said, with the we already mentioned earlier, but with them doing the blackout as well for a 50-mile radius, yeah, fuck you, WWE.
Mm-mm.
You deserve everything you get.
And this is to where I'm not even going to watch Mania live this year as we speak. Next year we will, because it's the Saudi Arabia Mania, and that I'm looking forward to. I'm more looking forward to next year's WrestleMania than I am this year's, and that's saying something, considering that I don't really watch these Saudi shows like that.
I wanted to add to before we wrap things up. I wanted to add regarding the Saudis buying this, because if the Saudis do buy this, they're not going to just have it in Saudi Arabia all the fucking time. They're going to have it in America majority, like they usually do. I don't know how things are going to be treated. They might do a lot of ass kissing to Mohammed bin Salman, shit like that all the fucking time, and God knows what else,
And I think my theory is right when I said they're going to insist that one big premium event take place there every year. That's going to be part of their conditions.
Oh no, more than one.
Yeah,
because they're having a pay-per-view in after Mania this year in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just quickly check it out. WWE Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
And they're doing Clash in Italy. That I'm actually looking forward to when they go to Italy in May.
The Italians will be up for that, because they're up there with Germans and British and French, where the reference for this shit.
Yep. But yeah, overall right now, the WWE product, this is the coldest I've seen it in like probably 25 years. It's crazy.
I'm going to ask you a question, Jose. Who is the megastar of the WWE? Probably Cody Rhodes, probably.
I'd probably, say, I don't even know if I'd put Cody in that list, but yeah, Cody, maybe Roman, but Roman's a part-timer.
Drew McIntyre could be if they pushed him enough.
Yeah.
He has the talk, he has the look, he has the everything.
But I really don't think you have anybody on that roster that's going to stand out and be like, oh, yeah, I'm the megastar. Even LA Knight, despite the fact that he calls himself that. I'm like, I'm sorry, LA Knight. I don't really see you as a megastar. You could be, but the way they're booking you, I don't think so.
Because WWE Ripley probably.
Yeah, but WWE just doesn't have that roster, and it's just not cool now to be a wrestling fan. I mean, even in general.
It's Night of Champions. Night of Champions in June.
Okay.
They've had that before.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as I said, like, when they get made next year, if they do not sell out that shit, WWE are in trouble, because this is the first one outside of the. And they didn't go to UK. They went to Fabian bloody blood.
Yeah, you guys got fucked. Like, UK should have had at least 2-3 WrestleManias by now. UK should have.
Ever since they had SummerSlam back in the 90s, I think 1992. Yep. Like, the fact that they haven't had anything else since, after over 30 years, until the Royal Rumble, outside of North America, is a fucking joke.
I mean, that's the reason that Fabian AEW fully sold out, because they did the right things and went to Fabian. I mean, they've had to downsize and go to Fabian, the O2 Arena, but it's still Fabian sold that shit out.
O2 Arena is a decent side, but look, regarding Night of Champions, by the way, and this is I'm jumping ahead here. When they did the Night of Champions, I think in Saudi Arabia, and not every match was a championship match.
It'll be the same fucking thing here. Why call it that?
Why call it that? Just give it a different name if you're not going to do a championship match. But as it is called Night of Champions, every match, and only those matches, no other feud or whatever, every match has to be a championship match. If it's not a championship match, don't have it on the fucking card. You know what I mean? As simple as that. Because in my opinion, that's what pay-per-view should be about. All the belts on the line. If you're not going to have that, then have a pay-per-view that is about that and make it this one and fucking make sure you fucking do it. You know what I mean? And make some fucking title changes. Not everyone has to lose their belts, but you gotta have some title changes.
Yeah,
as well.
you got it.
All right, we're done.
Let's wrap this up.
Sorry, go on, Jose. Quickly say what you want to say.
I was going to say, let's mark it, and then we could wrap it up because you were going to ask for our markings. I only saw the highlights, so I'm not going to mark it. So it'd be unfair for me to do that.
What did you think of the highlights? What was your mark of the highlights?
It was a 10 because, the one thing I'll give WWE is that they always know how to do their production and keep your attention with these highlight videos. They do great at that, so I'll give them a 10 for that.
Gary?
Out of 10, I'll give 6.
All right, I'm going to give it a 7. Look, I think we like to shit on the product at times, but when you got a decent amount of matches and very little fluff, which I thought this show had, you're going to get promos and stuff like that. These are inevitable things. We can't hate on stuff like that. But 6 matches, that's not, you can't really go wrong with that. Half the matches were women matches as well. Everyone got a taste of things, and the odd squash match with Kit Wilson over Femi. But yeah, it was all there, man. So good stuff. Someone like Cheeto would be happy with today's edition of SmackDown. All right, fellas, we're done. Jose will be back with Cheeto for Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And keep an eye out on the channel for all the latest reviews. Obviously, we've got Star Trek coming up on Thursday, Starfleet Academy. And if I find anything worth reviewing, I'll post that up as well. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest social media channel you never heard of. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeet.